There's one piece of Bigfoot footage that is the single most compelling footage ever, and it is a real Bigfoot.
I need to see this right now.
So here's the footage.
That's him?
That's him. F the white noise machine. Put on some SP vids.
1, 2, 3.
Wind blowing in your hair.
Relax. You're falling asleep.
It's a
We're technically what everybody hates right now. 3 dudes with mics.
That's what I'm saying.
This is like the worst thing that people click on. We're on the couch now. All of us.
It seems to change every episode, a little bit at least.
We got to work on getting more equipment because Rob's mic stand is kind of doing whatever
I got
right
the
now.
chest piece here.
I like that. The I don't give a fuck. Sort of
Yeah,
vibe.
because we were trying to figure out what's going to look the best and how we're going to sit, and this seems to work.
But now, yeah, we're on episode 5. That's crazy. Because, you
Nah.
know, there are people that you just said before we started that just start podcasts and they try for like 2 months. It wasn't for us.
This is going to be the podcast where we keep going. This is episode 4 of 400,000.
5.
Okay.
Episode 5.
Yeah, we're going.
See how I don't even know because I don't care.
We just keep going.
Because I just talk.
We don't care about what number we're on.
We don't care about who's watching. Well, we do. No, we
just
care.
We care a little bit. We care a little
We
bit.
care about those who are watching, but we don't care about the number of people. If you want to watch, watch. If you don't, don't.
But like everybody always asks us, like, longer videos. That reaction was too short. Where are the vlogs at? Yo, we're about to give you 1 hour of unfiltered takes, opinions, stories.
First segment, we're going to give our worst fucking takes. Just kidding. We're not doing that.
Everybody give the worst take right now.
I feel like since it's an all-male podcast, you
Yeah.
guys identify as males, right? It's 2025.
Yeah. I think
Him,
so.
but yeah.
Man, I want to pick a different one. Like
I mean, you can.
You could switch right now.
Rhino. Why not?
We're technically what everybody hates right now. 3 dudes with mics.
That's what I'm saying.
This is like the worst thing that people click on. They go, ooh, Strawberry Park podcast. What's that about? Oh, God, not 3 dudes
I thought
over
it was
here.
about strawberries and farming.
That's got to be the most annoying sort of thing to look at is 3 dudes with mics talking, and they don't really have any specific qualifications about anything. It'd be different if one of us is I'm a doctor.
And we got the highest quality, too. Just highest quality mics.
Highest
and
quality cameras.
and lenses. You can see the bags under my eyes.
And most people, they do it, and they're the annoying guys with the podcast things, and then they quit. And then
Right.
you've never heard of them.
Yep.
But that's going to be different. Us, it's going to be like, yo, I was watching them. They started back in 2025 when you would have thought podcasting was oversaturated. And now they're doing a world tour. And now Justin Bieber's on the podcast.
I see that.
That's facts. And we'll cut back to this clip when that happens.
I think JB would fuck with us.
I think you would. You guys have a favorite celebrity?
Oof, there's a lot.
Like if you could meet or be cool with a celebrity.
That's a good question. I want to think about it, though.
I like a lot of people. Like there's certain athletes I really.
Because I know you like Leonardo DiCaprio and Denzel Washington.
Yeah, I like.
But do you like them as, do you want them to be your friend, or you enjoy just looking up to them to be inspired by what they've done?
I don't think I could be Denzel Washington's friend. I think there's an age gap there. I think I'd view him as a mentor.
That's true.
But like I would want to be Justin Bieber's friend.
And he be fucking with the influencers.
That's what I'm saying.
What
I'm
was
like,
that one music video we did with DJ Khaled and like it was like King Badge, Adam W, like Timothy De La Ghetto, like there was all the YouTubers.
yeah.
I was like, damn. So you really could become his friend.
yeah, I think there's an element like with the Leonardo DiCaprios where it's just like because they're older, I simply view them as a respect.
Yeah.
And like he's probably far more wise than me in sort of every way possible. And I'm like, yeah, I just want to learn from you.
Yeah. I think I would want to meet Jason Statham then, because I mean, he's done all those action movies, and then he just did The Beekeeper last year, and that one was incredible. I literally thought it was about just him keeping bees, and then he was at the White House like blowing stuff up. Nah, I think I would want to meet him. Oh, but you said be friends with.
And then they say never meet your idols.
That's what I was about to say. Like, sometimes you don't even want to meet the person because then you lose that sort of, image you had of them in your mind.
Yeah, because everybody has a fantasy, even of us, like
Yeah.
what they feel, how we are, and then you meet them, or you know them for such a period of time where you're like, ah.
I think I would like to meet and hang out with Rick Rubin.
I like that.
Like, you think you could be like actual friends with him? Like if he said, yo, come over?
Yeah, because I think I can like relate to him in certain ways.
I like that.
So I would like try to like, I don't know.
You do have his book.
Hey, I got your book. Can you hang out with me?
Rick.
Ricky.
He is like one of the most open.
No, just because like he says so much gems to the point where I'd bring a notebook and I'd be like, okay, yeah, this is all good stuff. Like, and I feel like he'd be able to help me out with my life as it is now. Like, okay, what can I do? What do you think?
And there's parts of him that I would want to embody when I'm older, where you speak with such confidence, but super nonchalant. You're very calm, but he knows all these. He has all these answers, even for your problem that he doesn't live.
He puts things into like a perspective that's easy to understand. I feel like
It's not too overcomplicated.
Yeah.
And you know what? People like him I admire because don't you want to be like that? Don't you want to be someone who's like him where they say stuff and what they say holds a lot of weight? And it's like, damn, I never thought of it like that. That's a great point.
Yeah.
I want to be someone who says shit like that.
You can just have conversations about anything, but you have to know a lot about stuff to even talk like that.
You got to be a skilled talker too, a skilled speaker, being able to get the thoughts from your head out in an eloquent way. And that's why we have a podcast. We're practicing that.
And that's what he's about too, like using your intuition and doing things like when you think of it or when it comes to your brain, like acting on that, you know?
You read the book fully?
Like I read it in bits and pieces. Like books like that, I like to just take like excerpts from it, you know?
What would you say is like your biggest takeaway from that book? Because I have it, but because I don't actually, like I buy it just to get the dopamine hit of, oh, I bought a book.
I mean, I have a few books like that too.
What would you say is like your biggest takeaway that you got from that book, if any?
I mean, I think I get more takeaways from just like his little clips I see on TikTok and whatnot. And it's always just about like doing what feels right. And even in the moment, you know, like shit, he has so many, he talks about like, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen, right? Whether you're the vessel or not, someone else might do it. So if you have this idea, it's like, just act on it, right? Because you're going to see someone else do it. So like, I kind of remember that when I think of Rick Rubin is like, shit, like if I have these ideas, I got to believe in myself and just put it out there, you know, because if I'm going to stop myself by thinking, I'm not good enough to do this, or, you know, someone else couldn't do it. Like, I don't know. There's just so much like where you can't even put a finger on like what you take from him. But
You probably dropped so many gems, like you said.
yeah, so like so much things were going through my head right now. Like, okay, what did I learn from him?
I like what you said there. And I've used that before, the concept of being a vessel. When I'm at the snow cone place and it's like, what flavor do you want? And I'm just like, blue raspberry. That's not really my choice. That's something speaking through me. I didn't make that choice. Oh, I'm just a vessel. There's just something that's speaking through me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, why did you like that outfit? Whatever. I didn't choose it. It chose me.
When's the last time you guys both read a full book, though? Like a whole book complete, 100 pages minimum. Like Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief might be the last book I fully read in 7th grade.
I'm going to keep it a stack. Captain Underpants, probably in elementary school. Nah.
See, I bought those books and I didn't read them because they were just the colorful ones at the book fair.
I really fucking read those.
Damn.
I really read all the way through Captain Underpants.
Was he a hero?
He was their principal. He was the black and white kid were these badasses in school. And the principal, something happened. Like, people are going to roast me for not knowing this.
The kid's reading it right now. That's not what happened.
But something happened, and the principal of the school would turn into Captain Underpants.
Oh. His alter ego or something. Like some Danny Phantom shit.
Yeah, real shit.
Whoa.
And I don't know what they would do.
Like, why you had to be in underwear, though?
I never read those.
Why is a 50-year-old man getting in his underwear? What the fuck?
I like highlighting stuff that I like.
You go back and look at it, though, later.
Yeah, because I'm not good at remembering shit. Like, I have to go in and be like, okay, I got to read it a few times.
Yep.
But I think, like, okay, I'd rather read stuff and, like, even if I don't retain it, if I'm reading it and fueling my mind with things that I want to learn about, I think that's better than just brain rot, you know?
I need to find a book that can get me immersed because I find myself reading and still thinking about other stuff. And then I'm looking at the page like, wait.
Yeah, I need Subway Surfer playing on the side while I'm reading, you know?
Kind of like on TikTok where you have to watch a video, but it's got to have the GTA gameplay, cars flipping underneath.
Audiobooks, I guess that's easier to...
I don't get that. People are like, I work out and listen to like audiobooks.
I'm going to try that.
I can't listen to slow-paced stuff while I'm trying to like have full rage and feel like I'm lonely and I have to... I don't know how people are able to do that.
I told myself I wanted to read more this year, and I'm 40% through this one book.
Okay.
Called something like Becoming a Man or some shit by Nora Vincent. And it's a story of a woman who went undercover and pretended to be a man for a year and a half.
Oh shoot.
And I've been listening to it while I read it.
Oh, okay.
So I put it on like 1.25 speed or whatever, listen to the motherfucker talk, and then
You're doing two things at once. You're doing your listening and reading skills.
and then I'll highlight. And so when they say big words, I highlight big words that I want to learn. And then if it's like a bar, I'm like, oh yeah. I'll pause it.
Nah, that's a good thing to do.
So I'm 40% through, and by the next podcast we do, I will have finished the book.
Yes, that's your homework.
Yep. Yep. I will be completing that. I had a few things I wanted to bring up.
Bring them up.
Let's talk about it.
Everybody thinks that they're funny. People typically, when you ask them about themselves, a very common trait that they say is, I'm funny. Or if you ask someone, do you think you're funny? They'll say, yeah, I'm funny. Or they'll brag about, I'm the funniest person in my friend group. Or blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking to myself, I haven't laughed once.
Well, being funny is something that everybody wants to have. And so it's like, well, I know that a lot of people like funny people. That's the main trait that everyone likes in people. Oh, this person's funny. That's why I like them. So why not call yourself funny and be like, well, I'm likable.
Right? Because there are girls that literally will say, yeah, I'll sleep with a guy if he's funny. Like that's a trait that is.
So why not go around saying, I'm funny?
Which immediately shows you're not funny.
Which funny people don't say they're funny necessarily.
I remember Jerry Seinfeld literally said, I don't think you can even become funny. He said it's like, I think you're born with it or you're not. Like, I think you either have it or you don't. It's not even something that you can.
Yeah, I think it is something you either have or don't.
Become the funny guy. It's kind of like, no, you always were, and you just strengthened it as time goes on. Or you discovered it yourself. Now, I don't know. Obviously, they say everything's subjective, but not everybody's a comedian. Not everybody can stand up on a stage and make 20 people in silence start laughing and bring them all together. So, although you're funny to yourself or in your little 2-3 friend group, how do we test funny?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, if I haven't laughed, it's like, okay, you say you're funny, but
I
no one's laughed yet.
No, and it's like, and if you say you're funny, the rest of the night, there better be something that comes up that you make us all smile.
It's that virtuous trait that everyone wants to have, like you said, Rob. Like, everyone wants to be funny, so it's easy to sit there and claim that they're funny. And I think people are told that they're funny, maybe by people who are lying to them.
I've also met people that are so bland as a person that it doesn't even take much to make that person laugh. So then maybe somebody that's a little bit more interesting than them, if an interesting person around a non-interesting person, they might just think that guy's funny because he's just thinking of things or saying things that I would have never said.
It's an insult if I say, oh, I don't think you're funny. Why would you say that? Well, because you're not. I didn't say you're bad. I didn't say you're a bad person. Well, do you think you're funny? I'm like, that's not for me to say.
Or you just know yourself. You don't have to say it, but you can see what happens when you speak.
I be joking.
Yeah, it's like someone that is really smart is funny. Like someone that understands other people's body language and human psychology. All that goes into play. It's like Theo Von says the funniest shit, but like he doesn't even laugh or acknowledge it. You
comes
know?
off the dome.
But like he's smart. Like he knows. Like he plays that dumb character.
Yes,
he's a genius comedian.
Yeah, he just did one with Cat Williams recently, and he was talking about a church that he used to go to, and then Cat knew exactly what part it was. He was like, "Okay, Matt Williams." I was like, "Damn, just like little subtle things." But there's like different types of funny, right? Because then you can be the stand-up comedian funny guy, but then
or you can be the silly, goofy.
But then you're a silly, goofy guy, but you can't go talk to people.
Yeah, that's right. There's different types of funny.
Yeah,
like kids. It's like kids might think something's funny and adults won't think it's funny, right? So it's like, yeah, what's funny?
Or yeah, what we thought was funny as a kid isn't funny anymore, but it's like it was at one point. But no, there is definitely a way to test it, and there's ways that
so if it's funny to someone, it's technically funny.
But then to be described as, oh, I'm someone who's funny, well, that must be probably a big chunk of your personality is humor and making everyone laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't do that. You just send reels at 9 p.m. with your friends that are relatable. You're not funny. Oh my God, it's so true. Have you guys been watching the MrBeast show?
I got to like episode 3 and then I dipped off. Because I kept hearing that like even the final episode's not out yet, or it's done.
It's not out yet.
That's why I was getting annoyed. Episode. I was like, I like it when the show, if it's every single week or if it's just all at once. And I think it was once I watched the first 2 and I had to wait till next Thursday. Next Thursday came and I forgot. And I have not kept up since. I saw you putting on your story.
Yeah, I was
You were like,
laughing.
damn, Mr. Beast ruthless.
I
He
was
just dropping
laughing.
motherfuckers in the hole.
Spoiler alert. I'm not going to spoil it too crazy, but I'm going to just sort of talk about it and get y'all's 3 cents on it. Maybe I will spoil it. So maybe if you are watching the Mr. Beast thing and don't want to have it spoiled, then just maybe tune out, or just fast forward a little bit. But basically, obviously the Mr. Beast game show, I've enjoyed it. It's on the 8th episode. It's been very funny to watch. And I've also been yelling at the TV. That's how I know it's like a good show. This is a 2-pronged question here. People were doing certain things in the show for money. For example, it was like, hey, if you can leave right now with $100,000, but 20 people in your row go home and they're eliminated from the game. And people were like, bro, for my family, I'm taking $100K. And people were leaving. Later on in the game, it gets even crazier. This is spoiler alert right here. One of the people, there was multiple, but I'm not going to get too into the details. Basically, a person refused $1 million. They said, take this $1 million right now, but then
You have to still play the game.
But then like 75 people go home. Your whole team goes home, or you don't take the $1 million and you're all still able to play the game. So then the people would stay and they refused $1 million, but then there were some people leaving for $100K. And then later on in the episode, you'll see people start, man, I just took 650,000. And they're like, why would you? And it fucks up everything. So my question is, without having even seen the show, do you guys think you would be greedy, which is a way of, not the correct way of framing it, but do you guys think you would be snatching money for your own benefit on a show where you would then eliminate a bunch of people because of you taking the money?
What's the grand prize?
$1 million. You can either take $1 million and you and everyone on your team goes home at 75 people who flew here for the Mr. Beast games, or you stay in and you keep playing and hopefully maybe get the 5 million in 15 days.
That's the episode that I stopped on, and I was like, I'm a bad person. I would have taken the $1 million.
I'd take the $1 million and then give each person like $1,000. Each
How
one
much
on my
was your-
team.
how much was your flight?
I'm like, y'all could go home, or y'all can go home with $1,500. It's so
Rob, but they were trying to win $5 million. You just got them going.
Hey, I didn't make up the rule though. Bro,
But then-
if you got offered $1 million, you're not taking it.
No, they had
I'm
I
taking
got
that.
to the episode where it was like 4 people. They had to pick somebody, and they let the money just count up behind them, and you could stop at any moment. But whatever you take, you have to still play the game with. And it went to $1 million, and none of them took it.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and
is
I
that
was like,
concept.
because you would take it, but then you have to continue playing. Like, I just took all that
Because
money.
logistically, they're gonna get eliminated anyways, right?
Well, I think they go home. Did they go?
He created a whole village like where you lived.
I think it might have been everyone goes home, including you, but you have $1 million and your whole team has nothing. So you're out of the game. You got $1 million, and you got 75 people angry, ready to kill you.
And then there's still people left in the game playing.
Yeah, there's still a bunch of.
It might have been 100 people or whatever, but
See, I thought about my chances of, like, okay, I don't take the $1 million and I go back and then I lose because there's still 300 people I'm competing against.
Yeah, you
I'm
go
like,
back
what are
and
my
you're the
odds?
first one out.
So then I was like, but there's $1 million right here, right now on this button. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's random. Whatever y'all trusted me to go up here because you thought I wouldn't take it.
I'd be like, hey, we're
Sorry,
all playing
tough
this
shit.
game, bro. We're all playing. It was Mr. Beast's idea to do this little 1 million or everyone goes home. I think everyone in that position would take the mill.
And I don't think anybody took it, right?
Nope.
Yeah, that was the
No
craziest
one took
thing.
it.
No, that's
so
what I said.
out
That
of
was
three people,
that was the craziest thing.
all had
Nobody
$1
took
million
the mill.
they could have left with,
And then they go
said
back
no.
down. Everybody's praising them. Like, brother, you could have had $1 million in your pocket,
Bruh. So what's the grand prize for the show, though?
$5 million.
$5 million.
$5 million. Okay.
But
so
middle of the game, you could have taken $1 million and dipped, and not have to worry about competing to the very end to be the last two people out of.
I guess if you truly believe you're going to make it to the end, like, okay, but.
No, see, I would have thought about my probability. That's why when I saw that, I said, even the 100K, I know I'm a bad person because when they said 100K now or the whole line leaves, I probably would have taken the 100K.
Sorry,
Like,
guys.
shit.
Like, yo, game just started. Do I truly believe I can win? I think I have the worst luck ever. Like, if you guys go watch Jesser's game with the whole 100 YouTubers or whatever, I was the first one to get eliminated.
Yeah, that was bad.
And I felt it in my head. I don't know if I manifested. I said, so that makes me think I'm just going to get bad luck. Boom, got chosen. Boom, thought I played my game right. Lost. Damn. So if there was $1 million, I am the bad person. But I guess you have to now go home. That show was viewed, I think they said, like peak 50 million viewers. It's one of the most streamed unscripted shows. They just, as a stat, they dropped today on any streaming platform. you kind of have to now deal with, I guess, the whole world knowing you're the guy that took $1 million. Do you think people would really recognize you in public or reach out and be like, "Yo, you're fucking a bad person"?
Well, you're the millionaire.
As I speed by my I'm in my McLaren.
Yeah, that was me. I was on the game show and I won $1 million. So what you mean?
Yeah, and you're yelling at the TV about me. Huh? Okay.
Yeah, all these other people lost too. I don't care.
But then they have to go home and rewatch the episode. Like,
Why are you gonna be a good person at that moment and not any other time in the? Isn't it a competition? Like,
It is.
that's how I felt. Exactly when
because you're
nobody took the
ruthless
money.
during the challenges. Like,
Yep.
this is a challenge, bro. You're out.
And then I think about then you get again put in a group where half the people get eliminated and you're part of that group because your team sucked. It's like, but 5 minutes ago I could have walked out with 1 M with 7 figures.
And as the game progressed, and that's where I started yelling at the TV.
Did he give up more money or no?
They give out a lot of money all along the way.
You wouldn't take the money.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, because he only asked us. I think it's Ryan trying to say he was gonna be the one guy that said, for my morals.
But that is the other prong of the question is, where do your morals and your, I don't know what the term is, like your values, where does that come into play?
When there's
And-
money involved.
Exactly, because the one guy said, MrBeast, like, why don't you take the $1 million? And he's like, my integrity isn't up for sale.
What?
And I was like, mine is, MrBeast, write the check, please.
I think I said to somebody, they were like, that's messed up. Why you wouldn't? No, because then you should. I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you know how much $1 million is?
That's a milli, bro.
And that you're in a, because I'm going, okay, yeah, I'm filmed on TV. Everybody and their mom's going to see this episode. This is a 0.1% chance that there's $1 million that you can just hit a yes button right now. I would be like, this is the best position that I got possibly put in my entire life. I signed up, luckiest chances to be right here. Hell yeah. But then, then I would be perceived as a bad person. And I bet people are mad at us right now that we would even do that.
It's all people that aren't in that position.
But then you have $1 million and then you just go back to whatever you want to do.
And later in the game, there's a moment where a guy takes a massive sum of money, and because he does that, everyone else gets little to nothing.
Okay.
And everyone's like, we have families too. He's like, well, I did this for my family.
Now, did he deserve it, or was it one of those things like the Million game where they all trusted one guy to like do it for the team?
It was partially like a trust thing. Like he was chosen to be in that position.
But again, that's the competition. Y'all are stupid to believe that I was going to be the guy to like not take the $1 million.
So he took like a little over $500,000, and then everyone else got effed with like $5,000 or some shit.
But and see, one of y'all could have had an M. There was 3 people that could have had an M on the episode too. But.
See, I would take the M and offer my team a little something. Just because I am a nice guy, you know. Just because
there's 70 people that got eliminated with you. You giving them each 5,000?
I didn't say 5,000. I said 1,200 and then 1,500. So 1,500 max. Probably.
Everybody gets a box of Feastables.
All right, it's 100 people. You're giving them what, 1,500 each or 1,000?
Well, you said 70 people.
Let's say it's
1,000 each is 100K.
Let's say it's 100.
I don't want to give out that.
It's 100 people in your team that you've just eliminated.
Yeah.
You're giving them each how much?
Because I'm worried about the perception of the viewers of me, like for the rest of my life, right? That's what I'm worried about.
Technically. Well, I mean,
so if I gave up 100,000 of my mil to have a good, perception of me online, and I get the 900K, I'll do that.
Everyone gets 1,000.
Everyone gets 1,000.
Even to give up $500,000, 100 people get 5,000. I'm not giving away $500,000.
No, I'm not doing $500,000.
No.
I'm not giving away $500,000.
So
100K is already pushing it.
So yeah,
That's if I wanted to be perceived as this nice guy or whatever.
is 1,000 even worth anything to anybody though? Like it's like fuck,
No.
dude.
Better than nothing.
It's better than nothing though. That's my stance.
But then
on
that's
it.
it's
like you could either go home or you can go home with a Thowie.
Does that make you feel like a good person a little bit? You're like, well, at least I gave him something.
Well, yeah, I would offer it.
But you would only do that for the public perception?
No, I would offer it like that would be my that was
Oh
the
yeah,
first
I
thing
would.
said.
I would be the guy
offer
to
it.
say it on the show, and then we go home.
No, I'd offer it because everyone would be mad at me, and the thing be like, all right, well, my decision is I'm gonna take the $1 million, and I'm sorry, see you guys. In the
We
back.
would have been the worst people on that show. They would have been so pissed at us.
I would have loved to be on that.
I knew a girl that was on it. She got eliminated. Like, didn't even make the cut in the show.
Damn.
But
Because what if I say, okay, no, I'm not gonna take the mill. I want us all to play, and then I go and get eliminated next round.
that's exactly what that's how I would feel that I wouldn't truly win.
It's like, bruh.
But no, there are people in it that are like,
Now you feel stupid.
No, I feel dumb.
And also, based upon later in the show, I think it's a cool little thing that shows just about human nature and shit like that. But then you gave up $1 million, and then that same person that you sacrificed yourself for cooks you in the end and sends your ass packing with $0.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's a challenge. So at some point, you'll be battling or whatever.
Yep.
At some point, they're gonna stab me in the back.
Your best friend could be your opponent in the next round. The next game, you're against the person that you just said was your best friend.
So that's why it's like you're trying to be high and righteous or whatever, but it's like, bro, this is a competition.
Righteous at what call? At what point?
At what point?
I knew you guys were gonna think the same thing as me because I watched that and I was like, "There's no way nobody hit $1 million right here."
I think a lot of people say that for the video, for the show, like, I'm gonna be a nice person. Like,
because
damn,
for
why?
one, I would have boosted the ratings. Everyone went like, "Oh fuck!" Could have been like, "Yeah."
I don't know. I'll take that. Peace.
No, but you take it. You still have to play though.
Oh, you still gotta
You
play.
can still get to play when you took the $1 million apparently.
Oh,
Well, that's lit.
But then you have to go back, I think, like with the people, so they're just kind of looking at you. Well, yeah, you eliminate the people that were riding for you, but you have to play with everybody else, so they know you're
And
the.
I'll be like, I'll win and take it to the end, and then I'll give you guys double the 2,000 each.
Or you could do a whole other tactic. All right, you took the M, you eliminated your whole fucking group, and everybody looks at you like, can't trust this guy. I would be telling people like, yo, I'll give you 50 grand if you help me out in the next round. Like, you could really just fucking lie to people then.
I mean, when money's on the line like that, people are lying.
facts.
There's so many situations where if you gave somebody the right amount of money, people will push it to do it.
Bro, people...
Like, imagine going to a regular couple in like Midwest, and I mean, this would be the most messed up scenario ever, but you ask like a guy or a girl, how much money do you need to cheat on your significant other? Like, there's, if you truly love each other, I bet you there's people that would fold for like 1,000.
No, yeah. People offed people and robbed people for less amount of money.
I knew girls cheating for
free.
a burger at Red Robin.
For the endless fries at Red Robin.
For the bottomless fries, which, by the way, Red Robin bottomless fries slap.
Yum. What's the little catchphrase thing?
Red Robin, yum. I know girls that are cheating for one order of bottomless fries at Red Robin.
Yum French fry.
They'll fold for that. I know people that'll fold for a ham sandwich.
Those fries though are fire. The seasoning.
Oh yeah, man, you can't get enough of that shit.
They wouldn't take $1 million up for grabs.
So, it's
So did
just,
that guy make it far? The one that said
Oh
no,
yeah,
I'm not
because I didn't
taking
finish
it.
it.
the people that
That didn't take the $1 million. Did they?
didn't take the
Did any
million,
of them get
two of
eliminated?
them got very far.
But
and then
they got out.
and then kind of went out fucking sad.
Was nothing.
So not
think
a
the one guy
million,
got
and they
nothing.
wasted their time.
One of
So
the guys
one guy
did-
got nothing. So his integrity literally was worth $0.
The one girl did get a little something.
You think he's looking back now and wish he would have said, "Yes, I'll take it."
Definitely. I'd have nightmares like, fuck, I could have really had a meal right now.
Like, who cares what people think about you on the MrBeast games, bro?
I would be like, the fact that I even got chosen. You imagine the amount of the vetting to even be approved to be on that show.
the fact that I even got offered that. I'm taking it. That's the lottery I just hit.
And then, well, we have families, but I don't know you.
I got a family too.
Me too. That's what I kept saying. I do this for my family. We have families too. Well, great.
Don't we all?
And I'm buying a Rolls Royce now that my family's gonna be in.
I'm putting 100% into the Hawk Tula coin. I got shit to do.
Yes, I got 100,000, and I'm putting half of it into the Haley Welch.
Do you think MrBeast? Because I'm curious, like when you've done something like that, where you just got the most unscripted stream show. Do you feel like he wants to conquer the streaming platforms now? Like, yeah, he knows every video is already gonna get 100 M's on YouTube. He's already figured out the formula. He's cracked the YouTube formula. Do you think he's now gonna want to have this urge to now tackle the traditional media?
Probably.
Because
he's doing it now?
I think that's why he was trying to compete with Squid Games, right? Like, that was his whole thing.
yeah, and I think he got more views on the YouTube video than the whole stream. So yeah, it makes me think like what his next ventures are. Because yeah, I can't imagine the bigger things he's chasing. But I'm sure he doesn't. Not saying he doesn't care as much about YouTube, but it's like, bro, I've already figured this out. I'm the most subscribed guy, and now that I just did that boom on Amazon, I can't imagine. what's
YouTube
next.
has just evolved, or like now people, it's bigger than TV and all this shit. So
Ain't TV dead at this point?
TV's
It's all
dead.
streaming platforms. Yeah.
People talk about like, oh, I want to be in Hollywood and this and that. Man,
Internet wins.
internet always win. Internet's undefeated.
Yo, real quick, before this podcast continues, if you want to see these podcasts early, our other reaction videos, any videos on this channel early in general, or extra content, all you got to do is go to mystrawberrypark.com and become a member. We're posting weekly videos there before everybody else and exclusive stuff.
Like, I just got a new car. We dropped a vlog on that.
We're not even
with
going to
the
talk about what
reaction.
car Rob got. If you want to know what it is, you got to go become a member.
Oh yeah, all I get is people being like, "This is the best thing ever." Like, I'm so glad you guys did this.
You said it all.
Back to the pod.
I have another one here, another random thing that's been brought to my attention, just random.
What it is.
You've seen people with the, certain angel numbers.
999 222
999,
777.
446 for the.
I'll be catching them.
There's concepts like synchronicity and divine timing, things of that nature, where people believe the universe is working in mysterious ways. And, oh my God, it's 444 type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe in those sort of things where, I keep seeing 39? Like, do you guys think that there's substance to that, or is that complete hoopla?
I guess because I don't see them enough. I guess they don't work on me.
There you go.
I'll catch the clocks all the time though, but that's just a fluke. I'll see like a 333, a 555, a 222 here and there, but I don't remember anything miraculous happening that day or the next week or two after. I didn't associate anything that went good in my life from that number I saw on the phone. But I also don't catch like a 7 or a 30. I don't catch any reoccurring numbers that I've held weight to. My entire life, I've never fell into that.
I keep seeing the faux for faux.
Oh shit.
Wendy's. I keep seeing that every night.
Too.
Or the insomnia, the 6-pack. All I see is
666.
I just be seeing the sixes.
You see angel numbers, Rob?
I think I never like kind of implemented that or looked for that in my life. Like I feel like if I was that type of person, I would, but I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't hold any value in that. I've definitely talked to people that would be like, 1111, make a wish. Or like things like that where I'm like, and I would participate like or whatever, like don't split the pole. Things like that.
Yeah, don't step on a crack.
But it's like if I split the pole, it's not the end of the day. It's not like I don't really think anything twice of it. I don't go out of my way to think of it or find it. But if I don't know, if someone
Sometimes when something bad happens to me, I'll be like, damn, is it because of that one thing as a kid that I did that was messed up? I'll be like trying to figure out like why it happened. Or did I deserve such thing that maybe came my way that I didn't think it would. But yeah, I don't ever associate any numbers with good luck for myself.
Lucky numbers. We in Vegas. My lucky number 17.
Yeah, people have that. Like I'll go to Vegas and they're so certain on 17, 19, 7, and they're like confident. Like that's my number.
I always say my number is number 8.
Because you're born on June 8th?
June 8th, and that's been my
So then
number.
should I like be like, because I'm born
sports.
September 16th, should I be like, I've never, actually this is the first time I'm even thinking about the number 16. I don't even think about 16.
It's a good
But it's
concept because people attach themselves to certain things, and it's like, why do I say that's my number? And like whenever I see it, it's like, I gravitate towards it.
The year I was born and the day I was born and the month, I guess I could create importance to it just because, that's just my day.
Yeah, you could create importance to things, but like you're talking about angel numbers and
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
Like
yeah,
I don't know
that-
about angel numbers and all that. Really?
I've only ever heard girls like ever have me really think about like a clock, like 2 to 11. Like I've never personally thought about that ever, or even care to look at a clock and wait for it to turn. That I just, oh shit, okay.
It's like horoscopes, or I guess, right? Or I don't really know too much about the angel numbers.
I've never heard of a dude talk about angel numbers before.
But is this all stuff rooted from somewhere? Like was this from the old times?
From an angel? Or
Like is there a truth
angel?
that there
Are
was
these
an
angels?
angel? Like same way there was, they say, Jesus Christ because of the Bible. It's like, was there an angel number because of some angel in some document back in the day? 222 their way around? Like, I don't know.
There's a guy that I follow. He's a numerology expert.
Holy shit.
And it'd be good. Hopefully we can get him on the podcast. I'd love
That
to
is
hear
a
him speak
crazy
about it.
occupation.
And he talks about, you have to watch him. It's
like the life path of an 8 or something. Like
yeah,
the
it'd
life
be like,
path of
all the people who have 8s.
if you're born on this day. Yeah, I've seen that before.
And he'd be talking about, look, Bill Gates, BILL 3 4 5 4.
You're gonna make a lot of money in your lifetime. Yeah, I've seen that.
And he'd be doing the absolute most on it. And then he'll make patterns and you're like, damn, maybe there's something to it. But I'm also a huge skeptic.
But he just draws so many conclusions that something just sounds right about it. And then you're
He'd
like,
be
oh
like,
yeah, hell yeah.
1 is the masculine, 2 is the feminine. This word is feminine. 2, 3, 4. Kobe, Kobe. You're the snake. He's a mamba mentality. Like,
So is that considered angel numbers, or I'm getting confused on what's angel numbers and what's like numerology symbolisms within numbers within that way?
I think it's all a bit different. I think angel numbers is its own thing, and then numerology is its own thing.
We need to bring on like a specialist like once a month so we can just continue to learn something. Like I would be very open to knowing what do I not know about this thing.
There was a 39-year-old woman who texted me and said, look at my receipt. And the receipt, she went to Home Goods, and the receipt was $39.39.
Okay.
And she was like, look, synchronicity. And I said, huh? What the fuck? Where'd you get at Home Goods?
And what does that mean now?
And then she said, she's like, look, like I could look at the text
my
if I wanted to, but
gosh.
she was just saying like, and I'm 39. And I was like, nice. That's a fucking coincidence. But she's like, oh, just have fun. Like you're no fun. I was like, no, I'm just. What happened about your 500,000 other receipts that you got this month that were 17, 14?
Just find an excuse to text you, right?
Yeah, it was probably.
Yeah, fact. She just want to hit you up. It's kind of lit though.
He said, no, that's just a coincidence, bruh.
That's what it probably was.
It's not real, bro.
But then sometimes I get the 1738 on my thing, and I'm like, yeah, baby. Sometimes that'd be like my favorite
You
combination.
need to hit up the girl that can see ghosts, because I remember we posted that video, and so many people were like, "That's public information that she knew something about Rob's family or my family or your mom's name ahead of time." I'm like, nah, that was the craziest thing
that
ever.
was actually
When
pretty wild.
speaking about this girl that says she can see the other side, and also when looks at people can remember and recall facts about past relatives in their lives. She would be crazy to speak in real time and see if anything pops up, or just picking her brain about her stories again, because it frustrated me that so many people just thought it was all fake. There's cuts they talked about ahead of time. I'm like, dude,
Y'all had to be here. But
because I do believe in like that stuff, the medium stuff, and the other side. I do think some people are literally tapped in some way. Like I don't know how, and that stuff spooks me out. And I'm very. That girl really made me think like, okay, she got some sixth sense that I can't measure.
And some people do. Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'll say this, I'm open to all the whimsical BS that's out there. If it's numbers, if it's motherfucking spiritual, I'm open to it.
Yeah.
But I am a seeing is believing sort of person.
And then there's like Chris Angel, who says he hates psychics. He hates people that say they can talk to the dead, because that was like the one thing where he's like, no, these psychics are just good at cold reads. They know how to say broad things that make people think that's exactly what it was. He says he has like code words with people that have passed in his life, and he's like, well, tell me what the word was between us, and they never can. So then he gets really upset with those people. But I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know how that works.
And I ain't got the answers.
I don't.
So, segueing to another random thing here. What's something, we were speaking about this very briefly, but y'all remember the whole Roman Empire thing where apparently men, this is like 4 years ago, where men apparently think about the Roman Empire multiple times a day, and it was something that women discovered. Have y'all ever thought about the Roman Empire?
You know, that doesn't cross my mind really.
Doesn't cross mine personally. No. So the first question is, what is your Roman Empire? What is something that
What am I thinking about?
What do you randomly
Comes
keep
to me.
thinking about?
I definitely fixate on space a lot. Like I'll randomly do the whole zoom out where I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'll just be like, what is this? Am I the universe just being conscious right now seeing this? Like, am I even anything? Because then, you know, I'll take like a pre-workout supplement and then my body will get all these jitters. And I'm like, I'm not even in control of this system right here. Like all the stuff internally, if you give it the wrong thing, will override even who I am in my head. So sometimes I'll do the same thing where like I'll just kind of look at myself and I'm like, I'm the only person experiencing the world through my POV, and then that fucks me up a lot. And I have to accept that both of you guys are seeing the same stuff I'm seeing right now. But I'm like, this looks like 4 cameras to me. What if it doesn't to them? But it's like clearly it is. But we all just agree that we all are in the same place, and I think that because I'm like, but
We just
I only
agree.
see it through my head, but you guys and sometimes I fixate on like, am I even what I think I look like? Because if everybody already feels differently about me, do I look different to them? And I think more about like my existence, and then just space and how vast and like spooky it is.
That's valid.
Yeah.
Does Rob have one?
No, I can't think of anything.
I was gonna say that's actually similar to mine. I will think about existing, and that does freak me out, and then I have to stop.
Yeah, I think about one day I won't exist, and that spooks me out more.
Yeah, that does spook me.
And then I'll go back to interviews of like Larry King on an interview with, who's the guy that created all the Marvel stuff? Damn.
Stan Lee.
Yes, and they both had an interview, and he was saying like, I'm terrified to not exist. Like I don't want that to happen while he's old. And now that interview, both of them are not here.
Wow. And
I'm like, it's terrifying to me that man that was like 90 years old was literally on a podcast saying like, I don't want to. I'm scared to know what happens after this. And then I'm there like, great.
Isn't it crazy when you're younger, you don't think about dying or death, but like now you think about it every day in every situation almost?
I
Like,
think, yeah, once
Yep.
I got to 18, I started fixating on it a lot. Like I would watch podcasts about the afterlife or all religions, they believe this, or this person had a near-death experience. And I would watch too much of that, like all in college. And that's 18 to like 21. I was like really fixated on just worrying about my existence and not knowing the expiration date, and that stuff spooks me out still.
Yeah, and then you're faced with it more, and then there's more funerals, and then someone else's grandfather passed away, and then you're someone in your family, and you see it, and it's on the news, and then you're faced to sort of acknowledge your own mortality, which is a spooky thought for a lot of people.
Yeah, which makes you obviously feel grateful to even get older and to live. But then, yeah, the fact that there's all these, obviously everything, there's good and bad, but all the great stuff that happens in life, then you go, dang, and then one day I won't be able to eat that one food or go to see. There'll be something I'll never have been able to see. And yeah, it's
Tomorrow isn't promised. I need head tonight.
and then maybe
have
she'll
you
help you out.
used that one?
You know,
We're all gonna die one day.
might as well fuck now.
We're all just dust particles.
This could all be gone tomorrow.
Think about it. This isn't even real.
Nothing's real.
We're in the Matrix. It's a simulation.
Whether you give me head or not, what is the difference? So it's like, no, but I was gonna say, yeah, the mortality concept and existing, and also the concept of like Neanderthals and early humans and evolution. That tends to constantly be on my head.
Well, I'll think about like the Great Wall of China, and I'm like, or the World Trade Center, or big buildings. I'm like, how many people died to even make this thing happen right here? Like, I just think about all the effort that was put into that stuff, and then I'm like, some people didn't get to see that thing be finished being built, or like the people that did the pyramids. Imagine all the work that took. But like, I'm sure a lot of people had to go through stuff.
Who did the pyramids?
That's true. And I also heard there's like a whole thing underneath the pyramids now too.
I've thought about that a few times. Like, how the fuck were those built?
Rob in the shower. And now that I think about it, how did those get there?
But then I think about like, yeah, because there's like the other theories with the pyramids that there were humans that were like 300 feet tall. That one I'd still be thinking, I'm like, I feel like there had to have been some giants at one point. I do think about, were there giants on this earth at one point that were like, were there ever 100-foot beings walking around? Or maybe no, because we have discovered some bones by now.
Right.
Damn.
There's dinosaur bones, and they gotta.
I don't know. Because then, yeah, I don't really, those pyramids, I'm like, how many people were just agreeing that this is going to just, did somebody draw this? Like, who thought about the mathematics
Yeah,
and all
what?
that?
I love
It's
that,
perfect.
like
It's
the
perfect.
mystery shit, like how did the pyramids get here? What about the Easter Island statues? Like, there's so many. Bigfoot is like my favorite thing ever. Hence why I like the Neanderthals and the early humans and shit. Because I'm like, there is this footage of Bigfoot, which I'll have to show y'all, which y'all probably seen before. But there's this one
Is
compelling.
it's real though? Like,
And who filmed it?
Oh my god!
And
I finally get to talk about this.
see, I don't believe in the Bigfoot thing.
We're gonna have a talk.
Yeah,
right now,
I
then.
need to see the clip.
Let me show you the clip. I'll
Where
show it right now.
Bigfoot be hanging out at?
Look.
Alaska?
There is one piece.
And what's
of
Bigfoot's purpose? Do they just hide?
There's one piece of Bigfoot footage that is the single most compelling footage ever, and it is a real Bigfoot. And I think that they're probably extinct at this point.
Ryan believes in Bigfoot.
But
this is not what I
but
expected.
this video is the most factual one you'll ever see, and it's
Oh shit. All right.
it's undeniable, and it keeps me up at night.
I need to see this right now.
So it's known
I'll
as
debunk it.
it's it's known as the Gimlin Patterson-Gimlin footage, Bigfoot footage.
What year is this? When did they?
This happened?
When was this captured?
You know what? I want to say it was the 70s, but I can confirm that.
Because they be talking about like, you know, the UFOs, like they people that the ships fell into the backyard and talked to those aliens.
This was in 1967.
And why has it been that long since we've seen it?
So here's the footage. I'm gonna let y'all look. Okay, I'm gonna pop it up on a damn screen too. So can Noah see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm gonna let y'all watch it, and then I'm gonna start saying some shit, and we'll see.
Let's see what this guy looks like. All right.
So this has obviously been
That's
adjusted.
him?
That's him.
So they like stabilize it? Was
That's
it like,
all stabilized.
It was all
and shit.
shaky.
So the original footage is obviously very shaky, but this has been someone who highly stabilized it, put an actual image of the background and whatnot.
Why does he walk around just like a guy?
So look at this. So get a good look at it.
I know a guy that looks like that.
Dude.
Skeptics like Rob, and look at that and go, well,
I need to
that's
see up close.
Yeah, here you go. Because I'm happy to put y'all onto this. Go ahead and rewatch that. So people will look at that and go, well, I'm not an idiot. That's just a man in a gorilla suit. However, when you actually zoom in on the footage, you can see the musculature of the hamstring, of the glutes. It's a female Bigfoot, by the way, so it's got some cleavage.
So there's a male Bigfoot then. There has to be.
Presumably. The way and the gait with which it walks has been scientifically unable to replicate. So they try to put a guy in a suit. Humans don't have the capability to walk with the same gait no matter how many times they try to replicate it, or
Like the speed,
whatever. And the way in which it moves its feet is impossible for a human to replicate, and that's doing it very naturally, which again sort of proves.
So how do we know how Bigfoot's feet move, though?
Well, that's the thing. If it was a guy in a suit, how could he move like that? And there's multiple documentaries and little YouTube breakdowns that break down.
I feel like I can move like that.
And then it'll show.
He's just walking.
And then when you zoom in, it sees the muscles move as it moves.
No, he kind of looks back at the camera too. That's kind of creepy.
If you can see the muscle move with the appropriate step, then it's not a man in a costume with a fursuit on, because you can't see someone's quad or glute muscle move if they're wearing a suit.
But what if it was like a good suit? Like,
And that's the thing. This is 1967, where they did not have the ability to make.
I went to the Hollywood Museum. That's like 10 minutes from here, and I saw like the first Superman outfit. That thing was the most cheapest, busted ass costume. I was like, damn, this is what we had the Superman guy wear back in the day. But
And this is when like Planet of the Apes, like
the movie,
right around, I think right
coming out.
before that kind of came out, and that was the high tech movie makeup that they had on Hollywood at that time. So people in the comment, that the leg muscles what gets me. If that's a suit, it's absolutely skin tight, and the guy inside is a giant of a man, and they did the height comparison, saying that it's a crazy weird height. So I would like y'all to hopefully do some. Did no one want to look at the?
I feel like I've seen
There you
that
go.
clip though. No.
And I have been seeing this footage since I was in elementary school, and I've been
This one keeps you
I've
up
been
at night.
perplexed with that my whole life.
I thought that was still just like a mythical creature, but I guess it's proven to be a real thing now.
But then it's like, okay, well then where are the fossils? Look, I ain't got the motherfucking all the answers.
And they for sure know there's not no like type of gorilla or orangutan.
No, I mean, after this podcast, we can sit and watch the breakdown, the 30-minute breakdowns of people trying
It's crazy
to
that
debunk
it looked at the camera though. Like, how did it know?
It's creepy.
People are like breaking down the way it's walking, saying it has to be like 7'5" with. I'm
yes.
like, that's insane.
Well, that's lit if it's real, then, right? Like, damn.
Because
I wish there was more around.
There's so much fake stuff where I'm like, okay, that's probably, I don't know. All the footage that we seem to get is very fake and blurry, and it's like, what is that in the background? But that is the one piece that I'm like, oh my God.
How do we know it was filmed in 1980s?
1967.
Oh, 67.
Well, it simply was.
Because where did they get that footage from?
I believe there was a whole story where these two guys were in the woods.
They broke it down. I'm sure
They were in the woods, and then they saw it, and the guy's like, get the damn camera. And then they quickly set it up and were spinning that bitch or whatever they did to film. And
So then that's weird. Was there like a tribe or a group of Bigfoots at one point, and then they just got so extinct that there's only one left?
And that's
Has there ever been like Bigfoot bones discovered, like besides just the one that we catch on camera?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why isn't there? And that's why I can't speak on it too, because I'm like, I don't know why they haven't found bones.
I don't know what to believe, because then I'll see people
Yeah, I don't
try
know
to,
what to believe. Because then you
people
see
try to
videos of-
debunk the moon landing and that it was all a set and there's no way that even we could even travel there at that point. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, where was that guy heading to?
Yeah, exactly.
He was walking somewhere, like back to his home.
Oh, Mr. Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Mrs. Bigfoot. It's a woman.
And they got to see who recorded that. And I guess that they just.
See, I didn't even see the
after
butt.
that.
Didn't look like it moved with me. It looked like it was like stiff as a board. So I don't
Like,
know.
I'd be following that thing all day. I'm like, wait, I just found Bigfoot. Let me see what his daily life looks like.
And if there's one, and there's a man Bigfoot, and then there's babies, and maybe that was the last one. I don't know.
Damn. I guess I won't know, but yeah, I'm not sure.
And a lot of
Then
people,
I see like UFO videos, right? And I'm like, well,
But then I'll believe that stuff.
oh, I know that real for sure. I be believing in that.
because remember there's like Florida, like huge alien like figures.
Yeah, what
walking
was
around.
that? That
Like,
was
what
like a
that
whole
about?
big thing. There was like aliens walking around outside a Florida hotel, and then it just like
They're like, no, it's just like a shadow from this, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anymore.
The UFO should be extra scary.
Nah, we've definitely talked to some
And they
aliens.
found like in the sea, right? Like UFOs in the sea
exactly.
recently.
That was like a big thing. They like even submarines said there's been things underwater that went like thousands of feet faster below them, and then went across the ocean faster than that their thing could go times like 5. I'm like, that's crazy.
I can even send y'all the Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO, when he had the UFO expert dude on there.
And they be dropping like, you're not making up all that.
He was saying there's so much footage of UFOs or UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. There's so many good videos of them, so compelling, that aren't shown to the public.
Yeah,
for
I believe
security
it.
reasons, that they're so good that it would probably freak everyone out and everyone will go crazy.
Well, yeah, and then this has nothing to do with UFOs, but then I think about the Diddy stuff. Like they were claiming that
That was a good segue.
Yeah, you like I did that. They were well. It
That was
goes
good.
It goes back to like why stuff not being released. That was the
Released the fucking video.
It was the biggest talk of town, and they were like, Hollywood's about to crumble. We have all of these A-list celebrities on video. We got the Justin Bieber tape. We got the Ashton Kutcher. We got the Jay-Z, Diddy, Beyonce, J-Lo all together tape. And then all of that discussion just went away. It was so close to we're going to see these tapes. The house was raided. There was 10 camera angles in one bedroom. Obviously, the baby oil, blah, blah, blah. But then the tapes, which I was getting hype up, I was like, oh, everybody's going to get fucked. And then it made me think, okay, they had the tapes. The same way they're not releasing these UFOs. Like, oh my God, this probably would cause so much
Oh,
problems.
yeah, because you think about even the companies that might be affected that run certain things.
The companies, the actual celebrities that were there. Let's say there's even a celebrity in the background that was just at the party.
That seems to happen with a lot of like major things that happen. People will talk about it for a week or two, and then you don't hear about it ever again, really.
Because they were so quick to like make Tubi had like a whole documentary on there. Every streaming platform is like making all these docs, and then boom, just quiet.
I hear about the idea of, okay, there's this big news story, and then they will do a public distraction, like when the UFOs came out, and then they will make something else happen to then get the public's attention on that and away from this.
But then why get me all fixated on one thing and just
And then I'm
jump
like,
to the next?
I believe that.
There are people, this
Why
is
are they doing
my
that?
complete tinfoil hat explanation of all these things, but I think there's probably people pulling the strings and making things happen, and they are really in control, and there's nothing we can do about anything. And the whole Diddy tapes and UFOs and whatever, I don't think we're meant to even know anything that's going on. And even if stuff is presented to us, it might not even be real, and it's just to get us to start to gossip
Yeah,
about
imagine
it.
there's not even tapes at all, and they were just like making it some big thing. Yeah, they get us to just run around and cause this little chaos, and then but then that's like the thing that they'll just keep giving you the next thing, the next thing, next thing, and then we're just in this constant loop of stress and freaking out.
It just keeps everyone kind of like dumb and their attention away from.
No, but you know how you say like when something crazy will happen, and it's who cares? Like, why is everybody so mad about this? Like, why are they all talking about it if there's nothing we can do about it anyways? Yeah, what do you say to those people that there are people that just you genuinely get stressed whether it's government stuff or things outside of your control that like you really have nothing there's nothing you can actually do yourself to solve any of it. Like, how do you get people to like try not to get so stressed out about those things? Like, we can't control that, or that's just not a thing. Because I know people that are always like fully stressed and stuff, obviously, and I think I've met people that it has nothing to do with even what they got going on. It just be like those things are they're always talking about the bigger topics versus like I'm sure that everybody's got their own problems, but some people really get distraught over that. Like, oh God,
Well,
like I want Diddy to go down, but then it's okay. You can't. He's gonna be facing the judge, but that's all they want to talk about. That's all they can think about.
that's what you're bringing up is just the concept of that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, where the dude just be talking about you only have so many fucks to give. You only have so many little grains of your attention. And if you are looking at the flood in Haiti and the earthquake in Japan
And
and
the
then
food
this
shortage in Yemen.
and the fucking this thing happened in Ohio and they still don't have clean water in Flint. At a certain point, that's so debilitating mentally that you'll go crazy thinking about all the world monstrosities and terrible things happening, which is why I don't go on X, Twitter. I don't really look at any news.
Yeah,
unless
that's
it comes
something you
across
need
my
to
thing.
control the news consumption because it's easy to read 20 bad headlines back to back to back. And yeah, I'm sure everybody has strong feelings towards anything, whether you're attached to that. That's not even what you stand for, but like you get invested in it. Yeah, you have to be very careful with taking in too much of that.
And that's not normal. Humans did not.
Yeah, we're not supposed to know all of this at once.
We were not evolved to be looking at 50,000 faces a day and all these different terrible, emotionally straining events and fires and disasters and going through that with our feelings. That's not normal, and that was never normal, and that's not how humans and early humans evolved, if motherfuckers want to believe in that. But that, hence why you have to try to blank out the stuff that you physically can't control and stuff that has nothing to do with you, and focus on probably the area around you. That's what I tell people. You can obviously have sympathy and empathy, and if you want to donate to the Red Cross because of the XYZ thing, that's great. But that's why I don't watch the news, because I can't handle all that. You turn on motherfucking any news channel, go on X and see anything, I'm stressed after 1 second.
And I just know a lot of people that get like too stressed by those things constantly.
Yeah, you just got to pick the things you want to give a F about. If
Yeah.
you really want to give a F about this personal cause, okay, that's one of your Fs. The other Fs should be probably your own health and your own family.
Yeah.
And hey, there's your 3 Fs.
Yep. Because I'm like, oh, there were just the floods, but then there's the fires, but then there's a plane crash, but then there's this, and then there's the president. I'm like, okay, oh shit. It's just a lot back to back to back.
I give a fuck about this podcast. I give a fuck about
the viewers.
the viewers and Bigfoot, and that's it. And my family. The end.
Not that many fucks.
That's only a few fucks. And then I can give more attention to each thing.
Exactly.
Because I actually give a F about them.
Because like people make videos about anything nowadays, because that's promoted too. Just pick up the phone and record. Yeah, now you're just scrolling and just looking at anything and everything. You want to take a break, but sometimes you can't. Like you're driving, you see the billboards and this and that.
Oh yeah, I'll do that too. I'll be driving and I'll see like everything at once, and it'll rack my brain up, and I have to kind of just like go back to autopilot, because I'm like, it's a lot.
That's what we need, is more time to be bored. And actually
have that no
sit
more.
in silence, or go for a walk, or be in
No, because
nature.
I remember being
and-
bored. Like I have so many times when I was a kid where like I was just, what was I even doing? I was just trying to figure stuff out, whether it was outside or I'm stuck at this house because I'm at grandparents' house. I can't do stuff. But like,
Why is that so painful to just sit in silence? And it's because probably you have to face your own thoughts, and it's uncomfortable because you start thinking of things.
it's easy when you let other stuff just tell you what to think.
Yep.
It's so easy.
Just to have that noise in your head constantly.
Where sometimes you have to catch yourself in your habits. You're like, well, why am I doing it? Like, especially if it's a bad habit, and then you kind of notice it affecting you later. You're like, why is every time this happens, I just have to go revert to that? You can undo all that, but yeah, the easiest thing is just do what you're used to doing.
There's a quote. It's like, all of man's problems stem from his inability to sit alone in a quiet room by himself. People can't do that.
Yeah.
When's the last time y'all did that? Sat by yourself in a quiet room, no phone.
I mean, I feel like I always do that. Like, and I never used to, but I learned that, you know, you can get stuff out of that. Like you said, you can learn more about yourself. You can reflect on your life, things you've done and said, and how you want to improve and whatnot. Because, yeah, you can be on TikTok all day, and that's all you're going to think about. You can have a podcast playing or a TV show playing all day, but that's all you're going to think about, you know. So, you know, I definitely think you should learn how to, you know, be by yourself, and just like be okay with that too, and just kind of, you know, go into every aspect of that, and whatever that is, meditation or just anything.
There's a lot of people that I know that aren't comfortable by just being alone or doing things by themselves. Even when I told somebody the other day, I told a guy that I've gone on like multiple dinners by myself or like movies. He's like, oh, I would never do that. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, damn, like I can enjoy myself with like a happy meal or stuff, because I'm like, when things are so noisy and you're doing stuff with people all the time, it's nice to be able to just be with myself. Like I don't feel.
And it's like I like myself.
Yeah, and I don't feel embarrassed.
Yeah,
table for one. I just want to eat here, and I don't want to have to talk or entertain anybody right now. I want to literally just be here with my own head and enjoy some good food. But I have said that to multiple people, and they're like, "Oh, I thought you were talking about like a hobby or something." I couldn't go to the movie by myself. I'm like, bro, I've done it. I'll do it again. But
I like that. Table for one, and it's just like, I'm going to dinner to see what a real one talking about, and it's just me.
Going to dinner with the real one.
No, because sometimes like I don't want to do the car ride with somebody else and talk to anybody. I don't want to. I just don't have. My energy's gone. I want to like not have to think and just sit here and chill and talk to myself. But How is your guys' memory the older you're getting? I feel like I keep telling myself, and I keep putting it where I want to like write down like each year of my life and try to write as many memories out in a book before I start like losing some, because there's like some where they're like fading, and the more I think about it, I feel like I'm just revising the memory in my head, and I'm like, oh my God. I don't know if it's again from the stimulation of TikTok or phones or just Instagram, everything. I tend to think that some of these moments I've had in my life, some stuff kind of gets more faded and blurry, and I'm like thinking about writing as much major and even the smallest memories on a book, just in case that if I read it, I can reopen that memory and try to like hold on to it still.
I've never thought about doing that, but that's interesting. I have a terrible memory.
My SpongeBob file cabinets are like on fire right now, and I feel like I need to write stuff down. And I wonder how much that is to just being constantly fueled with so much other stuff that's probably just blocking up a lot of space. Like you can delete files on a computer, but your head, it's hard to filter through.
And then someone will say like, "Oh, you said this to me." I'm like, "I don't remember." I'm like, "That wasn't me."
I mean, Ryan does have a look, because there's some things I'll still remember, and I'm like, you did that, and you have no idea.
I'd be like, "That was
Or
the
like,
old me."
I'm good with names or like people, and we'll meet somebody that we've both met before, and he's like, "Hi, nice to meet you." He's like, "We met before." He's like, "I don't remember."
I'm like, "I've never met you, brother." Meanwhile, I really did.
What's up, dog? Good to see you again. Yeah, I don't know you.
See, I'd do a new reboot, like with the iPhone, would it be the new factory
Yeah.
settings? You said this to me last year. That was the old me.
I feel like I'm good with faces. Like if I seen your face and then seen you again, I'll be like, I've
Yeah.
seen you before. Like, but I'm not good at like, oh, in 2016 I was doing this or that. Like I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I want to write down like as much as I can remember from 2016 or when I was in 7th grade, 10th grade, because stuff's like the college years, like they're already like leaving my head, and that's like terrifying me. I'm like, damn, that felt like 5 years to me.
I guess my days almost feel meshed sometimes, you know, just because, you know, what we do and whatnot. Like when we were younger in school, we would have, you know, practice on Tuesdays and this on Thursdays. So like your life was more on schedule, and you could remember, oh yeah, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do this. Yesterday I did that.
But then when you're doing your job, everything's kind of like, it's the same type of thing, but like redoing it a little bit again each time. I just don't want to forget things. That bothers me, because I want to make sure. Like,
No, that's so true. And then I see videos of people with dementia, and that scares me.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like you actually just forgot everything.
Or like people have their parents that have it, and it's sad because they'll forget even their child's name. And it's like, knock on wood, don't wish that on anybody.
If you had dementia and you didn't even remember your own family, do you even want to be alive?
I think about that. I've thought about that. But how can I tell anybody that, because I don't know what's going on?
Well, you wouldn't even miss
Like,
your family, because you wouldn't even have one.
You're not
you
even
wouldn't
there.
even know
but
you
that's
had
the thing,
a family.
though. Are you even you anymore then?
You're not.
You're not. You're a whole different person.
You're a vessel. You're alive doing your thing, but you is gone.
Yep.
And where'd it go?
But you almost don't even know what or who you are at that point,
Correct.
right? Because you're just confused for the rest of your life, I think.
Do you wake up every day just confused as you were yesterday? Or like, let's say, dementia Noah now, do I get to build repetition?
I don't think you retain anything anymore.
Damn.
With dementia, right? Like
Well, there's levels to it. Some people,
you?
it's
like if
it
the
comes
helper
on-
that's taking care of me at the dementia place or wherever I'm at, like, would I remember their name every day? Because like I see that one now.
Like if you have really bad dementia, is there a point where, you know, that can fade and like be healed, or is it just like it's really bad now?
Is there any cases of where you have dementia
Where it
and
gets better?
and you can come right back?
unless it's Planet of the Apes, where they gave dementia medicine to the monkeys, and that's how they became smart. But that's a whole other thing. That was the first. That was a Planet of the Apes movie. But I know there's levels to it. Some people have it early onset, and then it can be gradual and slow. Some people get it fast, and then they're cooked, and then they think that they're a World War II veteran.
Damn.
That actually happened to I think both my grandparents who passed away.
Wonderful.
They, like my grandfather, from what my mom told me, he would be in the living room pacing around on guard because he was like in the war and shit.
Was he actually in the war though?
Yep.
Damn.
And he was like, I can't go to sleep. I got to make sure I'm whatever, this and that.
Damn.
And then
Like he was almost reliving that, like same day or something.
exactly thinking,
how old did he live to?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I just know that he had to, he ended up, again, from what my mom told me, he did something like that was very, he like yelled at my grandma to like, he had like a knife and like, he was like, get back.
Yo.
Because he felt like there was intruders or some shit. And that's when there was
trying to
like,
protect.
he's got to be
Right,
put,
you're out of your mind at that point.
he's got to be put somewhere. And then you're not you anymore.
Damn.
And then I think they just let him had him hooked up to the bed rest or whatever, and then just let him
fade
on
away,
out.
fade away when it goes.
Because then he wasn't eating and he wasn't doing shit, and then they just let him.
It's like you want to do things throughout your life to prevent something like that happening, but it could almost happen to anybody.
Wendy Williams.
Oh yeah, she's damn.
Bruce Willis, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they talk about him. They were saying he was dead like a couple months ago, and then I went on Twitter. Newest is I was like, he's not dead, but yeah, that was
You want him to pull the plug if you're like that?
Yeah, I would, but I don't. Yeah, if you yourself have no idea how to do it. Can you? It's not like you can sign a paper now. Like, hey, if I were to get dementia,
Your soul and you know who you are on the inside really says who you are. Like you can look at him and be like, yeah, that's Bruce Willis. No, but
that's what spooks me. It's like, so then, okay, that person passes away. Is their soul the dementia one, or is it the one that was them before that? Like, is then I'm like, oh God, I don't know. Like that's where that stuff spooks me out.
I mean, yeah, technically, it's like, oh shit.
Imagine you're in heaven.
Yeah, I know exactly. I'm like, that's not this version that I wanted to be up there.
Yeah, that would suck. You in heaven with dementia, bruh. Yeah, however you go is how you're in there.
Like God trying to be like, it's me, God.
Huh? Doing the Joe Biden, walking in circles.
Where?
The gates are over here. Huh?
You've been they were trying to let you in like, I don't know, 7 years ago in heaven, and you're just still walking around.
You're like, oh shit, Kobe.
Unless you're God, and then God just like gives you what your old self was, and it's like, yeah, sorry you had to deal with that, but you're cool here now.
No, yeah, that's how it is.
That's
Everything heals in heaven.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because technically, if you're God, right? Can't you fix me? Like,
Please.
Then you snap out of it. Damn, this place kind of lit. But yeah, we got to bring it up on a brighter note.
Yeah, real shit.
We got to bounce back from that one.
I want people to, because I'm going to do this tomorrow, sit for a while by yourself in silence. And if it becomes painful, try to think about why it's painful and be like, why can't I do this? What am I thinking about? And what uncomfortable thoughts do I not want to deal with right now? Is it boredom? And why is that boredom so painful?
Yeah, because it's so easy nowadays to, go on your phone or to do drugs or, so it's like, yeah, no one's ever going to sit by themselves and think those thoughts because, I want to watch a TikTok or I want to send a video to a friend or watch this new show. So that's a good activity. I feel like
mine's the opposite. I don't think I'd for me personally, I wouldn't sit in silence and be bored. I have too many thoughts that go on in my head where like feel like I have to write it down because I'll feel like I'll think of something, I'll forget it. And that's probably what I probably need to meditate. I don't know how to calm the noise to like I'll be thinking about all this stuff that is to come, and then that will stress me out when it's not even there yet.
Yeah, so
I'm really bad at like being in the present and calming that, because even I can be in the present, but I'm still thinking about everything that needs to get done still before it's even anywhere near happening. Whether that's even a 1 year goal, 2, 3, 4. So which is why probably meditation. I have to figure out how to sit in silence, but actually turn it off. I can't.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know until you try a certain thing where like, oh wow, this works. Whether it's like a tone you play on your phone that helps your mind
That's
be
true.
calm, or
there's all these frequencies and noises I've never done. Like I've never done a go to bed to like noises. I just need to find a way to calm it. I would want to sit in silence to enjoy that. I just don't feel like my brain is like this cluttered garage where I think about the clutter and I can't literally turn it off.
Or even if you're someone that always needs to surround themselves with people or talk to someone 24/7, like maybe try hanging out and talking to yourself for a little,
Exactly, yeah.
That could even help.
Even just more with nature too. I think the times I have felt the cleanest is when I've like gone to somewhere that's like out and about, that's not where I'm normally hanging out. So then that kind of can give me a different feeling. So yeah.
When you were saying the bring like noises on your phone where people have the white noise and the green noise, whatever, when they sleep.
Machines, they got the white noise machines.
I'm a hater of that because, and this is completely just unprovoked hate, but to need noise, a relatively loud noise in your ear to sleep seems like, why can't you just have silence? Is that a bad thing? I'm not trying to say whether it's good or bad, but I think I'm saying I don't like it because shouldn't you be okay with silence? Or
people are so different. Like some people need a nightlight, some people need a
yeah,
need
you're
to
right.
sleep
I do.
with this.
I do need a little nightlight.
Some people need a 6-foot squishmallow, like whatever.
And just like people's minds work differently. Like I feel like it helps me whenever I'll go on Spotify and look up white noise, air conditioning or something and put it on, and I'm like, okay, wow, that actually, it does something. You know?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things like if it doesn't work for you, doesn't mean that it can't completely be the problem solver.
Because that makes sense. Like, what do you mean you can't? Why do you need noise to sleep? You know, that's your
like. Is that healthy? Because like, yes, it's definitely like probably feels good where you're like, I feel comfortable now. Like I'll watch the show Pawn Stars and I'll drift off to sleep to that because that feels comfortable.
Because I almost hate just silence. Like I don't even like that. Like that's almost just like not comfortable for me. Like I think even without us knowing, like we always hear the air conditioner going or whatever. Like there's always something going. So maybe even like, maybe what if someone's so used to some noise and they're like, oh, I don't have that anymore. Maybe I can just emulate it real quick.
Yeah, I've also never done the don't go to bed without consuming your phone for 1 hour. Every night. Like I've never done and I know, and people that I've met, even like a guy that I've ran with, he puts his phone in another room and legitimately reads a book, falls asleep, gets the best sleep, tracks it with the little Whoop wristband, and then wakes up, washes his face, whatever, make sure before checking the phone. And I'm like, that probably would improve my sleep. And I've never thought about apparently just like reading before bed really will relax the mind.
But yeah, there's something about noise though. Like even when your babies, they sell like the hush machines and things like that. Like ever since we were kids, like it's kind of like just in our brains. It does something. I don't know what it is.
And I don't want people who listen to ASMR or listen to white noise think that I'm hating on it. I'm just bringing up like the topic.
But it's fair because it's you don't do it, so it's like you're asking, and it doesn't make sense to you.
This one girl that I remember going to sleep with multiple times has a white noise machine
and almost messed up your sleep.
And every time I'm trying to go to sleep, and she's like, brrr. And I'm like, dude, why do you need loud noise? Why is silence so bad? And is that something that maybe you could overcome? Because why need this? And it's like, well, why? Well, because like, are you going to pass away if you don't have it?
But also there's just so many things like could be a placebo. There's just some people like, they'll do those experiments where we told their person there was this but then this group of people are using this to help with that. But neither of them were given anything.
But she trained her own brain.
Yeah, but you've just like, or now you've told yourself, and maybe that's how she falls asleep better because she's told herself this thing does that.
And she low-key created a habit. Like, she needs to do that. Like, just like people will say, I need to smoke before I eat. It's like, well, you don't need to. But you've told yourself, like, or you've kind of built it up to the point where it's like, hey, I can't really eat the way I want to.
And also, that's what you've been doing for the past year. Of course, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, of course.
It's a habit.
It's just what I do. It's a habit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that's the best thing about us. We're all programmable. It is simple as X plus Y can change. Like we just have to.
But like what we were talking about earlier is like, are you going to take that step to sit by yourself and figure out, okay, why do I do that? Like, can I fix that? Like, maybe let's try 10 days without it. And can I overcome that?
Yeah. Or I also sleep without the noise?
Yeah.
Can we test that out real quick?
But then it's like, well, if it's not affecting me in the long run and it's only helping me get good sleep, then okay, I'm just keep running it up then at this point.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a scientific study out there where, okay, yes, for some reason there's a certain brain wave of noise that helps you have a better sleep. Okay, well then throw out the hell whatever I've been saying about white noise machines and blast it to the infinity. But like you're saying, maybe it's a crutch. Maybe the noise playing in the background is a crutch. Maybe caffeine is someone's crutch. Maybe smoking.
Yeah, like I don't drink coffee, but 90% of people I meet, they have to have one coffee a day or they drink coffee daily. Or every other day.
Because is there a 100% proper right way to sleep though? Right?
There's probably optimal ways.
There's optimal ways. So it's like.
Because there's like blackout curtains, lower room temperature, air quality. Yeah, there's like.
Because someone could say like, oh yeah, maybe it does help your sleep or patterns of some sort if you listen to something. Like, I don't know.
I'm just thinking like, because I'm on a pursuit to probably get rid of my crutches. Like I said, some people's weed, some people fucking noises at night, some people's coffee. And I see the people at the airport and I'm like, oh, all these people's crutch is coffee because they have to get this shit first thing in the morning. Otherwise, they're miserable the rest of the day. Some people are addicted to prawn and they need that. Otherwise, they feel weird and jittery. Well, I need this. I need that. Don't we all want to don't you want to be free of all that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm currently a sweet sugar addict. I need that to like fucking chill. Mm-hmm. That's not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah, and some people's needs are worse than others in the fact of like, health and whatnot.
But the fact that you can even identify that is a crutch of yours, I think a lot of people don't even identify that this thing could be causing harm or they don't always need this thing.
But then it's like, I think I'm gonna try to find like a crutch. Because if I'm sleeping with noise, like, is that considered a crutch? And should I be focusing on bigger crutches I have in my life?
So you use a white noise machine, or do you like noises?
What I would do is, like, when I really can't sleep, is that's when I'll bring out the white noise, and and I'm like using last resort at that point. So I'll go on like Spotify and be like white noise or rain sounds or something to sleep to or something.
This might not really be applicable to you, but maybe like the girl I was mentioning who needs it every single.
Yeah, no,
night.
I don't use it every night, like, at all. Like, I'll just kind of like scroll or watch a video and then I'll just doze off. That's usually how it goes.
So yeah, you can look at your crutches, identify them, and decide if do you even want to give it up? Do I even want to give up enjoying sweets? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't like how it's affecting my glucose levels. I don't know. It's a personal choice. Do whatever the hell you want. It's America. Or if you listen to this in the UK, shout out to the motherfucking UK people.
It's a good topic to bring up because people don't think, about their actions sometimes, or a lot of the times, especially when it becomes a habit. It's like, oh yeah, why do I need this?
There are some habits I bet everybody right now should probably eliminate from their day-to-day life, the way they live. But keep all your good ones if the good ones are keeping you going and it's doing you right. Everybody knows which ones are the bad ones. That's the thing. We all know. I would say most of us know.
Yeah, there's habits, and then there's also beliefs about oneself or self-limiting beliefs where it's like, I'm not a morning person. Says who? Well, I don't like to get up in the morning.
Until you do it for so many days.
Until you do it for a while, and then it's, well, what does that even mean?
Yeah, which just showed you can be any type of person.
Yes.
I'm shy. I'm not a night owl. And you start staying up late for 2 weeks. You can become a night owl.
Yeah, now granted, there might be some things with the vessel of you where naturally I'm not an adrenaline junkie. So I could say, well, I'm not an adrenaline junkie. And every time I do something that fills me with adrenaline, I don't like it. Okay, that could be valid. But again, maybe there are some things, well, I'm not a good public speaker. Well, have you practiced doing that? Well, no. Well, I get nervous. Well, why do you get nervous? And then you can start to decide, that's just something I've been telling myself, and it's just complete BS.
Right, like you don't have to do everything just because, well, I don't know. I'm afraid to do that. Like I said, you don't have to go on roller coasters just to tell yourself, like, maybe I'll eventually like one. It's like, no, that has nothing to do. But yeah, let's say you're in college right now and you have to do a presentation, but you're scared every single time you have to present because you hate speaking in front of the class. Yeah, maybe that's something you should get into and figure out because that is more important right now.
This one girl that I knew, she said, we were talking about her makeup, and she's like, don't look at me, like my makeup's not done. And I was like, what? I was like, let me see your face. And it looked identical. The no makeup look versus the makeup look. And I was like, who told you that there's a difference between the two? Who told you that you look better like this versus this? Well, I don't.
Social media, probably.
Yeah. Social media, your friends,
Society.
You growing up, everybody wears makeup. You're a girl, you go to the event. It's the society, culture.
And
like,
it wasn't, you could look at a picture side by side. There was no transformation. It was just like, well, I have to fill in my eyebrows. And I was like, why? They look filled in right now. Like, they look completely solid. What are you talking about? And I'm saying that to say we just have these behavior patterns and loops that we've just decided, and we don't even acknowledge what we're doing. I just put on makeup every day just because that's what I do.
Habit. Yeah, it's
just what I do.
Yeah, because there was like some specialist, I don't know who it was, where it's everybody likes to pretend they're so different, but then there's like so many things that everybody just already does. Like, we're also just so alike. So you're just gonna follow what's already been done. Because you think that's you're supposed to put on the makeup because that's that's just always what it is. I don't even need to question it. What do you mean? Why? That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's the bad stuff you got to identify and kind of like work on.
People don't want to identify it.
And I know life is hard and that you feel like you don't have time or you're not in the headspace to do it, but you can definitely schedule things around to make sure you can better yourself in many ways.
If there's a will, there's a way. My mom always told me that.
Fire.
Deep.
Ryan's going to end us on a quote.
Look, here's the quote of the day.
Yeah, quote of the day from Rhino.
Because I know he looked up like 2 today. Yeah. I know. I feel like Ryan just be like, you definitely read like a couple quotes a day.
I'll be reading quotes.
I feel like he has to.
Because I love quotes.
I have a podcast thing in my notes. But
or Ryan has a notes full of quotes right now.
Yeah, come on. You
can pull one out. We don't even have to like come off the dome.
Let me think of a quote.
All I have is, what's a sneeze? Like, what even is a sneeze? I don't know why I have that. It was like a random thought I had like a certain day.
Do you have an answer to that?
No, I don't. I was going to ask you guys what a sneeze is.
Well, I would assume it's your body trying to expel something, like it. When your nose gets tickled. Maybe
I thought it was something that entered your system that needs to get out, and it's like the body's. It's like a shield. It's like a natural reaction to just.
I don't know.
Yeah, if a fuzzy gets in there, your body's like, Get out of here.
That's what.
But then it's like when you're sick too. It's like it's trying to get out the sickness or something maybe.
It's trying to expel and push away quickly some bullshit.
Yeah, because I heard that's why they say bless you, right? It's because I think back then they thought you were gonna die or something.
The plague or some
like
shit.
Sick.
Damn.
It's like a human glitch, real quick, and then you're just back to normal. Like sneezes are kind of crazy if you think about it. But they feel good though. Anyways, the quote.
I thought of one.
Okay.
I put this in one of my Instagram's bios. We suffer more in imagination than in reality.
I've heard that one. Yep.
Which is Seneca, which is a
They always say sometimes
philosopher.
the stuff that you fix on the most almost never happens, and the problems aren't as bad sometimes in reality compared to what you tell yourself they are in your head.
Yeah, like you always think it's worse than it actually is.
Yeah.
You made me think of another one. Worrying is just praying for something bad to happen. Or it's also like suffering something twice. Like if you're worrying about something, it's like you're suffering it twice. You're suffering the outcome twice. If I pray that if I'm upset, my phone might crack. I'm like, oh God, please don't crack. I'm suffering.
Yeah.
You're already
And then
trying to-
it's not even cracked yet.
yeah, you're already feeling like what you're gonna feel if it happened, but it didn't happen, so don't worry about it.
And then when it does happen, now I'm gonna feel like that again. So I just made myself feel like that twice.
Facts.
Yeah.
But
Because it's a choice, right? Just as much as something bad, you think something bad could happen, you could also think that good thing could happen.
yep.
So it's like, yeah, well, what if this doesn't happen to me? But what if it does? Why not switch your mindset of like always thinking positively about yourself
letting
and
those
everything
thoughts
else?
go and moving past those thoughts versus holding on to them and then creating them bigger in your head. That's a skill. I think that
Because the more
a
you
lot of us
project
can work on.
that, the better your life's going to be, regardless, all around.
Asking yourself, what's the best thing that could happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the suffering and imagination, I think that, people's problems, most of them, aren't even problems at all. And they're like imagined. Now, if you're like starving, yes, that's a freaking problem. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's more like, oh my God, this and this. And back to the makeup thing. Oh, everyone's going to see my eyebrows aren't filled in. You're the only person thinking that. Absolutely nobody is concerned about my wrinkled pants.
That made me think about like when girls or just influencers in general would post a video and be like, "Don't mind my hair," or "Don't look at don't look at my face." I'm like, well, you could have done your makeup or hair before you recorded the video. Like, why are you making it a point? Is that like a little pick me sort of thing where it's like you don't want people to know, but that's the first thing you talk about.
You're going to get me going off on a tangent because I'm passionate about makeup and stuff. I wish that wasn't a lot of girls' crutch, because a lot of girls, they might enjoy doing it or they do it all the time. I personally like people when they have sort of more of a bare or minimal makeup look, but I feel bad that a lot of people feel like they have to do that in order to go out into the world and present themselves. I'm like, dude, I have to deal with this every day. I have to deal with my fucking face every day.
Think about that too. Like, we don't got
and all the
makeup.
girls and all the apps they have and the way they dress. Yeah, it's definitely way more exhausting.
And I hope that the women don't get mad at me not liking makeup, because I find natural faces to be better. But circling back to that thing I was just mentioning earlier about the girl thinking that, well, I have to put on makeup because I simply look better. And then I was like, she said, I get more compliments when I have makeup. And I was like, so when you don't wear makeup, do you also dress bummy as well? And then she's like, yeah, I don't dress up when I'm wearing no makeup. And then I was like, so do you think maybe it's your whole presentation, it's your outfit, which makes you less approachable by men? And maybe if you dressed up and still didn't have the face and makeup on, people would still approach you. But she's like, yeah, I've never done that. I never had a bare face, but a dressed up outfit.
And they would still approach you either way.
And that's how I was like, they're going to approach you. But yeah, that's just a random little side bit. I guess I felt bad. Like, damn, you got to sit there when you're tired and do a whole thing
For a perception that's not even of who you are, right? So they're worried about someone else's perception of someone they don't even, you know what I mean? Like, they got to put a mask on to present their perception towards people, like presentation.
The beauty standards.
Where it's like, you could only see me when I have my mask on.
And it's like, whoa.
Wait, what? No, I want to see you. Like, But I guess, yeah, they hold a lot of value in the looks and how you look. So it's like that trumps my personality. Because I want to impress girls and guys too. Like, I want to be the baddest bitch, and I want to pull and get all the guys.
I would like to have a girl or multiple girls come on the podcast when we do this topic, because it's actually pretty fascinating to me, because it's something I always try to say to girls, and then I sort of get shushed and like, shut up, you can't even talk about that. And I'm like, I always tell them, you don't need it, because I'll sound like a pick me. I'm like, you're beautiful just how you are. So sue me if I think that girls are more beautiful without makeup.
I'm more of a fan of the natural look. Just the concept of just like having paint on your face. I'm just like, okay. Like
I could see.
Like it makes people happy though. So it's like, yeah, it makes you feel good. I get it. Like, I want to wear certain things to make myself look a certain way. Like, I understand that. And I respect the artistry of makeup. But yeah, like, I just don't think, I think people and like girls growing up into the makeup and stuff think they need it because of what they see online. When,
that's not going away.
For the most part, you don't even need makeup. And I'll see girls sometimes without makeup versus with makeup, and I prefer them better without the makeup.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, wow, you look good. You're naturally beautiful.
And I understand if you want to do the eyelashes or some shit or some extra thing. That's cool. Like, that's cool. The minimal shit. Again, it's minimal. It's enhancing a little bit. If I get a haircut, okay, you're enhancing what's already there.
Like, enhancing.
There you go.
Not when you got two different shades.
Not when two people.
Not when it's caked on.
Not when it's caked on and I'm like, who is that? Are you?
Because, yeah, it's like makeup's an art and not everybody's an artist.
That's a bar.
And you'll see eyebrows looking all confused and shit. Like,
and it makes me think, you would have been better with your regular face. But people don't like their regular face. People think, well, my regular face isn't good enough and people like me better with my mask on. So I'll just put my mask on every day.
But see, I think it's more about, makeup is a touchy subject.
It is.
It's more about how it makes you feel. I think it's in the same category as like a haircut, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Because
there's so much different like genres within the makeup too. Like, yeah, some people go crazy, full glam, photo shoot, this, that, extravagant look. Some people just do, I'm going to do makeup, but natural look. It's still makeup.
Yeah.
It's just like a custom that like humans have now.
You hit the nail on the head though. It's the feeling. Regardless of if I think it looks better or worse, they don't care.
It doesn't matter.
It's how they feel about themselves when they do it. Well, I feel better when I have it on. Mm-hmm. So I don't care if you think that I'm cuter with no makeup. I feel better. Ultimately, that's what people want.
But then like it could go back to crutches too. Like, is that just a crutch? Like, you can feel good about yourself without makeup, but you're telling yourself you need it.
Yes.
But then with that, it's a touchy subject, so you can't say that. Like, right?
Yeah, that's one of those things that it won't go away.
It won't go away either.
They could know that, but it's like, I'm still going to put it on. If it's a wedding, I'm still wearing makeup.
Because looks it's just so heavy in people's just how they view themselves.
Makeup
I don't know.
Hand
It's
in hand
just,
with
it's
the modifications of the face and lips and nose jobs and all that stuff.
Yeah, then it goes into lip
it all
fillers and all
branches
that.
out. It starts with a makeup, and then you change your whole physique.
But it's like not only girls too. Like guys, I just seen people were getting like ab implants and whatnot.
Chest implants, bicep implants.
Yeah, it ain't just the women.
It ain't just the women.
We're in a freaky world right now.
Guys are getting fake hair, fake teeth, fake abs.
Yep.
It's the same.
Yeah, no. I probably met
Everyone wants to be fake. It's crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
Or perfect is what they think, yeah.
Everyone's striving to be perfect, yeah.
And we're all imperfect people.
Yeah, everyone's
Everyone's trying to be flawless, but we're all flawed.
I really like the idea of people are putting masks on. That's really what it is. It's a disguise.
But everyone's doing that, whether it's makeup, whether it's clothes, whether
your teeth,
it's...
you just said.
Yeah, women will use makeup as the mask or the disguise. Men might use flashing cars or being on Instagram trying to look with a grill or some shit. Or whatever.
Yeah, or just perceiving yourself as something you're not even. It's just as simple as that.
And you're trying to be someone you're not to impress people that you don't even really like that much. And why do we do that?
We just all want to be liked, don't we?
That ultimately, yes.
And everyone's just trying to search for that.
Everyone wants to be liked and or admired.
Mm-hmm.
People put on this look
Even if it's a couple people, that's still enough.
Well, I feel ugly with this, or people might say, well, are you sick? Are you have dark circles under your eye? Like, and people don't want that. People don't want others to think that less of them. They don't want to think that, oh, I'm unattractive. Because we all just want to be loved. And
people don't want to post their dirty room. They want to clean it first and then showcase. Everyone wants to showcase and highlight the best parts of their life. And that's just not what it is.
You should clean your dirty room.
Yeah, you should.
But typically people's places are dirty most of the time.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
We want to put our best foot forward to the audience. And it's almost like you hear that, oh, social media is fake and everyone's faking it, like fake till you make it. But everyone's playing that same game is what it feels like. Everyone's putting their highlight reel and everyone's putting their best picture.
That's what it is, yeah.
Everyone's playing that game. And we all know. It's almost like everyone knows everyone's bullshitting. Yet we're all bullshitting.
It's just a stage.
The internet is just bullshit.
We're all walking on.
And then it's driven by brand deals and this and that. Yeah.
Instagram is nothing more than a stage. And it's a fucking fake ass play going on with fake ass lines. And everyone's in the chairs watching the show go on. And then they go up on the stage and do their thing. And that's not really who they are. But they got to put on a show for the people.
Because they got to try to make them
creatures.
clap.
We're just trying to entertain ourselves while we're here.
Find something
We just be making up rules because like we can.
And I'm not saying, enhancing your look or, we're dressing the way we dress for a certain reason. We want to put off a certain image. You want to have white teeth. You want to have symmetrical features, et cetera, et cetera. There's nothing inherently wrong with that at all. I think it's just if you can think about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and if it has healthy undertones or unhealthy undertones, or if it's a habit or, I don't know. I think just...
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with caring about, yourself and how you look and even how other people perceive you. There's nothing wrong with that.
In fact, it's very important.
It's very important. I think you should. You should carry yourself well, get a haircut, whatever you need to do. It's coming from me that hasn't,
I need to get one soon.
Damn near put my hair in pigtails.
Put your best foot forward, but don't kill yourself in the process and hate yourself in the process.
These are things I got to remember too, like, damn. Because, you start living your life on autopilot. It goes back to, taking that time for yourself, I think will help.
Everybody needs to sit by themselves for 1 hour.
Because then you don't want to keep up something unhealthy, like say it's, you drink Coke every day or something. So you don't think anything of it now, but, maybe take time, sit down, like, maybe I shouldn't do this and should start implementing this now and drinking more water.
Yeah, write out the things and make note of the things that you could be doing better for yourself.
Yeah, I like that.
Lots of reflection. Everybody's got to reflect on themselves.
Reflecting is good.
Weekly, monthly, like you're changing.
Just take some time to self-reflect.
Do that.
Think about why you're doing what you're doing. Are you even doing what you want to do because you want to do it? Is that your decision? Are you in college because you want to be in college or because your mom said, you need to go to college? Or what? Like, think about it.
Like, really think about it and take your first step now type shit. Like, life is way too short.
People working certain jobs they hate.
I'm doing this because, my mom, I have to. What do you want to do, bro?
Real shit.
No, real shit, though. What do you want to do?
I think it goes back to nobody takes enough time to self-reflect and even think about that.
Or they're too busy picking on other people. It's easier to do that than to focus on your own shit.
Yeah, or just be in the mix and just kind of lost in the sauce, really. It's like you just don't know what you're doing. You're just kind of doing what everyone else is doing. But, yeah, the moment you take that time to really reflect and plan out your life and what you want to do next. What's the one thing we read that book? The one thing that's the book that we read.
Yeah.
And yeah. What's that one thing that you can do today that'll help you get to where you want to be in the future? And like, it'll build up.
People have a lot on their plate. There's many different things that people probably want to accomplish. The gym, their career, whatever, their diet, their fashion. I don't give a fuck, whatever you're into. But what is the one thing you can do now that if done successfully will make all the other things in your life either not an issue anymore or a lot easier to deal with? So if I'm worried about my career, my fitness, and my finances or some shit, what's something I could do where everything falls in line? So if I make more money with my career, now my fitness will be easier because I can pay a trainer and I can get more meal preps or whatever. And then if one of my problems is getting girls, well, if I get more money and my physique's better, then getting girls will be easier because I'll be more attractive. It's things like that.
You've done some reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go. We might have dropped one gem there.
Sometimes I feel like we just be saying random shit.
Yeah, we be saying some
no
bullshit.
sense.
I've been saying some bullshit.
It's only episode 5. Take it easy.
It's only episode
Don't
5.
We don't got to be too hard on ourselves. We're
How
figuring
about
it out.
you guys comment some topics we should talk about in the next podcast.
Yeah, or every podcast, just drop suggestions, topics, questions, story times.
Because then we can be like, okay,
We can
this
even do like a
person
comment
said-
of the day. Like, yeah, we can just shout out the comments. We can do a whole bunch of stuff with this. So,
It's like we can talk and talk and talk. I think our thing is like, okay,
Yeah.
what do you want us to talk about?
advice, questions,
Well, yeah. And
topics.
sometimes I feel like we'd just be talking about the same stuff over and over. So, you know, it'll be good to get some other.
We're going to pull up the
input.
comments from this podcast on our next one, and we'll read.
Subscribe to this channel.
Also, guys, we're on Spotify and Apple Music, so you can just click the links. And if you don't want to watch the video, you can literally just listen in the car, background noise in the house, whatever you want.
And after you watch this, put your phone down and shut the hell up and sit with yourself for 10 minutes or 30 or an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, because we can be people's crutch.
Who could? I mean, it's hard to get enough of this. You want to just see it all day.
I want to watch every video by Strawberry Park. I can't stop.
And I can't blame you. I'll be
okay.
watching every video.
It's a crutch on my keep.
Yeah, this is the one crutch you don't got to fix.
F the white noise machine. Put on some SP vids. Don't y'all want to hear Rob's voice as you drift off?
That would be nice.
Just
Imagine.
go to bed.
Go to sleep.
Close your eyes.
Relax. 1, 2, 3.
Wind blowing in your hair.
You're falling asleep.
It's a good idea. See, each one of us will do like a sort of hour-long
We could
good night.
We should do that. We should do a going to bed. Like
10 hours of Noah boat.
we could do that.
That way they can pick whichever person they like the most
Yeah.
to serenade them to sleep.
Or we could do a whole ASMR podcast just for fun. Try it out.
Unfiltered. If you fucking with Noah for an hour, let him just talk to
Yeah,
you.
imagine. I could do that. I just go in circles. We could all do that. That would be
Just
hilarious if each
talk
one of us
about
just had to
nothing.
talk for 5 hours. Whatever you got going on.
Just say anything. I would just be talking.
I'm so down, actually. I might fall asleep to that.
Uh-huh.
No,
You ever
that
hear
would be
somebody say
good.
so much you don't even know what's going on? You're just like, oh, whatever.
That's probably what they were doing on this podcast.
Yeah.
I think we should drop that. those
Somebody was probably
videos.
vacuuming the room the whole time and said, oh, that's Ryan and Rob. No, I bet. Who knows? Thank you guys so much. Drop all suggestions. We're making more
Stay tuned.
weekly podcasts. See you next week.
We're not stopping.